Welcome back to yet another episode of Mom Q&A with Mama's Uncut, where we answer your anonymous questions about parenthood, mothering, and relationships. Again, we have Lisa and Mindy. How are you guys?
Hi, everyone.
Great. Hello.
Are you ready to give some advice?
Always.
Let's get to it. All right. Hi. So I have an issue, and I don't know what to think or feel about it, but I'm hurt. My boyfriend has been in my daughter's life since she was 4 months old. She's 4 years old now. She calls him daddy as she's never seen her biological father, no child support or anything. He wants nothing to do with her. Well, 2 weeks ago, my boyfriend's grandpa passed away, the only grandpa my daughter has ever known. Well, when they added names to the remembrance card, my boyfriend's family added every single girlfriend and child of their grandkids, and my boyfriend's other daughter was added, but my daughter and my name were not. I am heartbroken. And my daughter was so upset over her poppy's death. She still cries and talks about him. Should I wash my hands of this family or continue to let my child be treated like she doesn't matter? I want to just tell them all off and leave because it's been one thing after another. I just really need some advice, please. I know for a fact that this man loves my daughter, but I just don't know anymore.
Wow. I mean, this is one of those instances that's much bigger than the specific thing that she's bringing up, right? You know, breaking up a family and taking a kid out of an environment that is their stability and their nourishment is always a difficult decision. But at the same time, you know, if the boyfriend can't set some boundaries, maybe she needs to consider it, because yeah, it sucks that they treat her daughter that way and her as well. And like, unclear why others were included and she was not.
Yeah, I definitely think they need to have a conversation about this before she makes any decisions, because I've written obituaries before and I just like in my head, I knew to like have someone double check it, because families get to be so big and it's pretty easy, especially because this family seems pretty blended, that it could have been an accidental oversight. And maybe not even something, you know, if he just lost his grandfather and the grandfather seemed to be pretty beloved, maybe he's just so caught up in the emotions that he doesn't even realize what they did, the oversight that happened there. So I think that needs to be addressed. Like, was this an accident? If it wasn't, if there were for some like a specific reason why they were left out, then I think you need to have a conversation like, okay, am I not respected in this family? Do they not feel the same way about me that I feel about them? Because then you do have an issue. But yeah, I think it needs to be addressed if it was an accident or it was purposefully that they were not put in this obituary.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because I've seen family Christmas cards where kids have been left out. So I thought the same thing. I thought, you know, maybe give a little bit of grace in the situation. But she did say that it's kind of been a thing after, you know, one thing after the other. So I think in this case, I would definitely talk to, it depends on what the boyfriend says and how he reacts, right? Is he going to prioritize the health of your relationship? And set up some guidelines of what he expects from his family, especially with regard to a daughter that he's helping to raise, you know, a non-biological daughter, but still a daughter from the sounds of everything. It sounds like he's been very involved with this child. So I just think you just have a conversation with him, and that's going to be what decides everything. Because if he says, yeah, that's not okay, we don't, you know, I'll talk to them, or maybe we can do this, and he tries to come up with a solution with you. If he blows it off and kind of acts like it's not a big deal, and you can even come at it in a non-threatening way. I mean, I think that's a better way to approach like, this is a tender situation, right? He did just lose his grandpa. It sounds like it's a kind of a crazy time for their family, but so approach it with I noticed her name wasn't in there. Like, do you know why that was? And just go off of how he reacts to that, because I think that'll tell you what you need to know.
Yeah. Well, but so I get it's a challenging time, but if this man lives with this daughter, for him, he has to see and recognize that she's crying for her puppy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like, how is it not an issue for him as well that this happened? And for me, that's kind of what's missing in the story. Like, did he not notice? What was his reaction? Because if he really is raising this daughter as his own, like, I expected a reaction out of him in part of the detail.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It's unclear exactly what's going on. It's unclear if this has even been brought to his attention. She didn't say anything about talking with him and having him reacting. I don't know. Who knows if he even looked really closely at the obituary. I just like when people are in grief and in a sudden loss, details like this, I can understand how they could get missed. Mm-hmm. And it's sad that a child is not a detail, right? A child is very important. She was loved by this Poppy. Stop. That's such a cute nickname.
I know.
I love it. But yeah, I don't know. It's sad because she just lost someone important to her. But I think the daughter probably needs more focus than the mom's probably digging into an issue that isn't necessarily the issue. I think maybe support your daughter because she's grieving someone and figure out what's going on with your relationship.
Yep.
Because the obituary is probably just a symptom of a bigger problem, like you said before, Lisa.
Yep.
Don't forget to send us over your questions so we can answer them here. Bye.